we have a Muslim is calling. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum, CP.
Wa alaikum assalam.
CP, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
I thought you want to give me answers.
No, I actually don't want to give you an answer.
Okay, my friend, go ahead.
So I would say, based on what I've seen from your videos, you have proven that Islam is false. I'm not gonna deny that. You've proven that Islam is false. Yes. I guess my question was.
So do you agree with me? Do you agree Islam is false?
Yes. No,
Okay.
no. I'm not disputing with that with you. You are correct. Islam is false.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
All right.
Can you prove that? What proof can you give me that Christianity is the truth, though? That's what because I'm seeking knowledge, right? I'm seeking the truth. How can you prove that?
So you are an ex-Muslim now.
Yeah, I've been an ex-Muslim.
All right.
I actually, yeah. Hello.
What made you leave Islam, my friend?
You.
It's my fault.
No, it's your fault, because you showed me the hadith about Muhammad said the penis will never go flat, your penis will never go limp. You said you showed me where he said all the women can have the prophet if he wants them. I went and I talked to an imam about this, and they gave me this answer about how Allah really cares about the prophet's life. And I don't believe that. So you're correct. You've proven it. Yes, I'm not arguing with you.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you that you left Islam, and I'm happy that my teaching helped you to make decision. Same time, you see, what is the proof of Christianity is to be the true belief. You see, the proof is a Christ himself. Is not a Christian prince. Christian prince is a sinner man like you. He's not perfect, and he will never be able to give you the perfect answer you are looking for. The only one who can give you the perfect answer is God himself. Look what Jesus said. I will give you the answer from my Lord, not from me. I'm not the one who's talking. The Messiah, he said, from their fruits you shall know them. Small, tiny sentence, 3 words, 4 words. From their fruits you shall know them. What does that mean exactly? People, they can give you speeches about their religion, about their belief, about how amazing their God, but we have our Lord who is giving us a very clear scale. People, they talk is cheap. People, they say things. People, they claim things, but the only way to prove who they are is their fruits. So in order to understand if Christianity is the true belief or not, let us see the fruit of Jesus, not the fruit of the Christians. Because as I said, me myself, I might be a thief, a killer, a drug dealer, an adulteress, whatever, you name it. I might be. I cannot present Christ to you. Christ himself is the only one who can present himself. So from their fruits you shall know them. I want you to take this sentence and study it, and study Christ with it. See his fruits. See what he did. See what he said, and if it's matched. As an example, I'm sure you heard the Christians saying to you that Jesus says, love your enemy, correct?
Yes, that's in the Gospel of Matthew.
All right. Which is, this is like, to be honest with you, it's hard to believe. I mean, what do you mean love your enemy? This is really hard to do. Almost impossible. So when Jesus said to me, love your enemy, did Jesus practice that?
Yes.
All right. Jesus, when he was on the cross, what he did?
He said they don't know what they're doing.
Forgive them. Forgive them, Father. They don't know what they are doing. So, and Jesus taught us what it's meant to be a liar. The liar is the one who says something and he do something else. The liar is someone who claims something but he do the opposite. Jesus, everything he said, it was consistent with what he said. Everything he did, even in the cross, the ones who they are killing him, he is worried about them and seeking their salvation. Here we notice that this is different style and different belief and different God. Not like the same as Muhammad, a God who says fight them, kill them, Allah punish them by your hands, revenge, cut their fingertips, cut their necks, blah blah blah, torture. Here you will see that there's a different spirit of love. In the same time, Jesus, he taught us that the one who denied the Father and the Son, he is an antichrist. You heard yourself and you learned that even Islam believe in the antichrist, correct?
Yes.
All right. Shouldn't I ask myself why there's an antichrist but not anti-Muhammad? What do you think?
I think that because we've already established that Islam is false, I don't want to use the Quran as a book to prove anything.
No,
Because
no,
it's a
no,
stupid book.
no. Let us say Islam. Yes, Islam is false religion. But why there is? I'm just mentioning to you that even Islam they accept that. But why there is an antichrist but not anti-Muhammad? What is this idea of somebody? He is the devil. He is an antichrist. That's mean anti-good.
Yeah.
When you say antichrist, you are talking about what is good in this earth and in heaven. Why Satan he choose to be antichrist, not anti-Christian, Prince, not anti-you, not anti-Trump, or there's big kings, big names, you know, they control the earth. Why he is antichrist? Simply, he is anti the good God. So in order for me to understand Christ, I have to understand what he did and what he taught. And if what he did match with what he taught, then we have a perfect person to follow. Some people, they say, it's hard for me to believe that Jesus is God. I say to those people, it's hard for me to believe that Jesus is just a man. Because you remember only from Jesus what you want. You remember that he is just a man by the look, but you forgot that he is a one who can raise people from death. You forgot that he's a person who can heal the blind. He can make things nobody can do.
CP, can I offer you something else?
Sure.
So I've read the New Testament, and so I guess one concern that I have is that because you have 4 gospel writers, and they have different details sometimes of the same events. Like, for example, when what's a good one? Oh, so like in the Great Commission in Matthew 28 verse 19, when Jesus says, "Go therefore into the world, make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit." Yes, he says that in Matthew, but then if you look at the same statement in one of the other Gospels, it'll say, "Go therefore into the world," and it doesn't say like because if you believe the 28:19 in Matthew, you have to say that the Trinity is in the Bible, and that's proof. But the thing is, if you look at the one that's in Luke or in Mark, then the statement doesn't say that. So how do we know which one is the one that Jesus said? Maybe Jesus did do all those things. Maybe he did raise the dead. But if the people that were writing it down don't even have a consistent, they have generally the same message. But in terms of the statement, when he says Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, then you can't deny the Trinity and you can't deny what Jesus did. But if the statements are different, then you have to ask the question, right?
You see, those are not different statements, my friend. This is why we have 4 writers, not one. Otherwise, if each of them is going to say exactly word by word what the other one he said, then we do not need the second writer and the third writer and the fourth writer. Everyone he speak of his let us say how God he inspire him to explain things. It's not word by word. Do you think that everything Jesus said is written there?
Probably not.
For sure not, because you know, like a person who live in this earth, and I am here talking to you for the last 4 hours. I can make a book in 4 hours. If you put my words into a book, they will make a book. Do you agree? I don't know how many words I spoke until now, maybe 8,000. You know what I mean? So it you know what the Bibles are presenting to us, what is important. So every writer is witnessing to the Messiah, and all of them, they give you a complete images. It's like, you know, you have a building, and the building have 4 sides, and each one of them he give you a point of a view. So to have a perfect view of the whole house, you have to get 4 view, not only the front. You know what I'm saying? So each one of them, each one of them, he give you as an example. First of all, you notice in Christianity, they avoid repeating. Not like in Islam. In Islam and the Quran, the same verse repeated many times all over. So they avoid reporting and repeating. Like when they say, as an example, the other day someone he called me. He says, "Okay, there is a prophecy about Jesus is you know, and the 30 silvers, etc. But this is cannot be found here. Where we can find it? You notice that they did not mention the book of Zechariah, even though they are mentioned in different book, because there they mention the person who the story about him in the book of Zechariah. So always they avoid repeating the same story with the details. If the other book give us the whole details, why I want to repeat the whole thing? You notice when Jesus he speak to the Jews, he don't quote for them the Torah, he quote for them a line, and he debate them about it. As an example, when Jesus he said to the Jews, what do you say of a Christ? They said he is the son of David. Now he did not go and quote the whole chapter speaking about that. He said to them, well, if he is the son of David, then why then David call him my God or my Lord or Jehovah? And the Lord, he said to my Lord. So you see here Jesus is quoting for them, but he did not quote the whole chapter and repeating the whole thing. He just asked a question, and from that question he got the answer, because we are speaking to people who knows already the scriptures very well. So the details, there's no need to repeat it. This is why sometimes people they say, okay, here it says that he will be called Emmanuel. Where this name is coming from? For those who they are very well versed, they will not be wondering where is the name, because they knew. But those who never heard, they never have the idea, then they will start doing research and study to find where this name is coming from. So for you as a person who is not very well versed, you wonder why here it says not the whole story as it mentioned in that story, because there's no need to repeat the same story twice. Same time, it's not in contradiction.
No, I wasn't saying that. Maybe it's not in contradiction, but I guess the point that I was making was that well, first of all, when it says in Luke, like for example, when we're talking about the Great Commission, it is slightly different. But I was looking into the authorship of the four Gospels, and it looks like Luke was a companion of Peter, I think, or a companion of Paul. I think he's a companion of Peter, but he wasn't actually he collected the stories, but he wasn't actually a witness, right?
My friend, regardless if he was a witness or not, we can go to details, but this will not make any difference. Let us say the book of Luke is gone. Let us say the book of Luke is not there. That will not change anything, because still the other Bibles are consistent, speaking about Jesus' crucifixion, what he taught, what he teach, what he said, what he did, and every one of them he present to us the story from his point of view by the inspiration of God. So Luke is just another one confirming what the rest are saying, not opposing, not saying the opposite. And at the same time, if just to make it more clear for you, if we have let me put something in the screen just to make it simple for you to understand. I'm sure you are smart. I'm not saying you will have difficulty, but just to help me in explanation of things. All right, I will put this picture in the screen, and I hope you will understand what I'm trying to say to you. Do you see the picture on the screen now?
I'm actually not on my laptop today to watch your show. I'm on my phone.
Oh,
I'm about
okay.
to work.
Anyway, I put a picture of a farm, you know, and in the farm there's many objects. There's a house, there is a stable, there is many things for farmers. But if you ask four people to describe for you this picture, you will find everyone start describing from different corner, maybe, or he described the same picture but in different words. Is that correct?
Yes.
You will not even find them, even though they are describing the same picture, the same exact picture. You will not find them describe it exactly like each other, because everyone he sees something, the other one he don't see.
Okay.
And that because everyone, God, he gave him a gift. As an example, some of us, they are very great in details, and I think we have to agree in that, right?
Yes.
Some of us, we don't notice the details, we notice the big stuff. So some of us will notice, okay, here there's a big house, here there's a stable, I see where the etc. here I see maybe here they make wine, here they store their goods, but there is someone he might notice that here there is little tiny thing which is to water the horses, to give water to the horses, and the rest they did not notice it. So from the God wisdom is that we have more than one writer, so we will not miss what God is trying to say to us. Because remember, God is speaking to us in our language. The Messiah, he spoke using parables. You know what does that mean, right? So
yes,
he tells a story. Why he is telling a story? Because we as a human, we are not really the genius we claim to be. Stories help us to understand what he wants to say, but it's not the purpose. Correct?
Yes.
The story is not the target. The target is to explain to you. So he always talked to them in parables so they might understand. And here we have 4 people doing their best by the inspiration of God to describe for you what happened and what was there.
Okay.
So when you read the 4, they complete each other. They are not a copy of each other.
Okay. No, I'm totally with you on that. So I guess what I'm asking is, so do we know about the as far as the other 3 writers, meaning like Mark, Matthew, and John? So Matthew was the tax collector, right? Is that correct or no?
You see, I don't want to go in details. It doesn't matter even if he is. Let us say you can assume the way you want. But if you want to go in details, maybe we can go in details about the 4 Bible. But for me, I have a topic which is Islam only.
Sure.
I advise you to go to Sam Shamoun. He loved to such a topic. But for me, the best way to explain it to you is we are not limited to one book. For one book is the 4 book, which means we have 4 books, but they are one. Because at the end of the day, the 4 books are speaking about one person, one story, one history, and one teaching. If we have books, they are in total contradiction with each other, then those 4 books and 4 writers, obviously they have nothing to do with each other. If I write a book now explaining the Bible, my explanation will be based on what those 4 writers they gave me, not based on me. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now we have 4 writers who they present to us the best of a Christianity and the best of the teaching of Jesus and the best what Jesus said and what his message is about. And then by having them all, we have a perfect image of who is a Christ is. God, he have a wisdom, and the wisdom is that we have 4 writers, not one. For everybody, he see things in different way. But you will notice that all of them, they see things, each one of them, he have different point of view, but all of them, they have the same view at the end of Jesus, who is he. So John, he don't differentiate with Luke and Mark, and like all the writers, they don't differentiate with each other about who is Jesus. All of them, they report the same story, but each one of them based in what he knew and based in what he can present. Because you notice that John, as an example, is a high skilled, deep writer. He is deep in his writing. In the same time, we cannot say that John, because he's skilled, his book of John, we can say that he was inspired and he speak deeply. So we will find that the Bible is in stages. There's deep and deeper and deeper and deeper. So we have people who they are simple, we have people who they are more educated, we have people more educated, and we have people really highly educated. If you go and read what Paul he speak of, you will see Paul is a very high educated person. And because of that, he's, when we say educated, we don't talk about he have a PhD in physiology, or we're talking about a person who is very well versed, very well, he knows what the law, he knows what Judaism about, he know the book of the Torah, he knew the details, the deep details, and then we find his details match, or let us say his writing and his letters match with the guidance of the old message is not something new. It is a deep analyze and deep study. So here we go. We have the book of Acts as an example. Okay, why we have the book of Acts? Because the early Christians, same as everybody, you know, they have a questions, and the questions need to be answered. But you will notice that all the answers does not contradict the older teaching. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So everything complete each other. That's why we have books, but the books are not really will not make it harder for you. Actually, it's the opposite. Will make it easier for you to understand.
Okay. CP, so you said to speak to Sam Shalmoon about that other issue?
You can ask, you know, Sam Shamoun. I believe he will be happy to answer you. But in the same time, don't take it like, you know, okay, why here it says, because if in the book of Luke is going to be saying exactly the same sentence in the book of John, then there's no need. There is no need for Luke, and there's no need for this one. And there's one book, that's it. It's the same as you are saying to me. Okay, why Uthman he burned the Quran?
Yep.
Okay, why? Because they are different. Obviously.
Yeah.
If they are the same book, then he will not burn them. But look here, we have different writers, but all of them they are consistent, and all of them they teach the same thing. And we did not burn them. We love them, we protect them, we preserve them, and we follow them.
Okay. All right, CP, I gotta get going, but I will call you again sometime. I love you, man.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Take care. All right. I thought he's a Muslim because his name is a Muslim in Skype, so but looked like he left Islam. Yeah, you know, always we have we know we have to understand that things happen for a reason. When God he speak in the book of Genesis, how he created the world. Do you think really this is how God he created the world? If I want to describe for you how the eye of a mosquito function, I might need to write maybe 1,000 pages. Go and ask a guy who study to be an eye doctor, how many books he did read in order to finish his degree and to be a doctor in the eye. It's just an eye, small tiny eye. So do you want God to write everything he wrote for us there? If an eye study, not how to make it, take years of writing. So if you ask God to write for you everything he said, everything he created, he will give us billions of books. The Bible is meant to make things simple to understand, not to make it complicated. All right?
Mari ikut Yesus. Mari ke jalan yang benar. Tuhan berkati.